What is going on, my beautiful D.D.D fam? It is your boy Brendan, aka Drip, from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, we have a Invoked Blue Eyes deck list. I've seen a couple people wanting to see my iteration probably of this deck. On top of that, coming from my background as an Invoked duelist, I've been on Invoked since day one, long time ago. So whether it's the Blue Eyes version or I'm playing in Shadal version, or Mech Knights, I'm always been a Invoked guy. So they just wanted to see my version of this. Now, a couple things I want to talk about before we get in this list when it comes to this version of the deck. So remember, this is coming from an Invoked player and a Blue Eyes player. This version of the deck is really cool, and there's a lot of niche things that you can really do with this iteration, and there's probably some other things that you can do that is not in this list that's untapped. But this list is very top heavy in the form of like being able to push out a bunch of interruptions / big bodies, stuff like that. But if they can push through your board, you are forced to rely on the Blue Eyes cards to keep you in the game, because the extra deck is so freaking tight, because you have to both engines require a decent amount of cards in order to utilize them. So like, I don't know like how I feel about it. I probably will be playing with this a little bit, but I paid all the money for the primite cards, so I'm going to play the primite version. Where I think this ranks, though, in my personal opinion, is it's not one of the worst versions, but it's not the best versions either. I still place Pure over this, and obviously Primite in the form of like overall power. I just think Pure is not as top heavy as this, but there's a lot more grind game and a lot more flexibility in the form of like different things that you can play in order to maximize your consistency and maximize your longevity of your deck. So that's one thing to note too. But I don't sleep on this version. Don't. Whether it's untapped or my list in general, don't sleep on it. Just don't sleep on it. You'll regret it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video, guys. If you don't mind, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you all are liking the new Blue Eyes stuff, whether it's from me or just the deck in general. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. Every time I see that notification pop up, someone commented, I rush right to it, because I just love hearing what you guys think and just chatting it up with you guys. We all love the same thing here. We love Yu-Gi-Oh! We love Blue Eyes, and if you're here, then you probably like Alistair too. So we definitely like all the same stuff. But also, if you don't mind, check the description for all the ways to support me. My Patreon, my Discord is down there if you want to become closer to the D.D.D fam. My merch store and everything else is down there as well, and I just appreciate you for even showing up and watching this video. But let's go ahead and get in this video. I got two Blue Eyes, my beautiful DDS, and my broken neck that a lot of y'all call it, my favorite artwork of all time. I've had this copy since I was 7 years old, so it's very sentimental to me. But I made sure we brought the QCR to come hang out and while we profile this. One jet. This is all you need for the big dragons. Self-explanatory. Jet is a little harder to get to in this iteration, because if you get hand trapped to death, you're forced to use the roar to get this instead of get access to jet. Than it is in pure with my other iterations that I've made and stuff. But I still think jet in this version is like really needed. I don't think it's needed in the primite version, in my personal opinion, but that's just me. I haven't yet to like miss it in my primite version. I've been playtesting for a while, but in this version it's really nice because it's a free light target for to send out a hand to make Makaba if you don't want to banish from graveyard, stuff like that. Then for the tuners, three Sage, your boy, the 1.5 card starter. He self-explanatory. I don't really need to say anything about this. It's Sage. 3 Maiden of White. This is all cookie cutter, self-explanatory. 1 card combo, best extender, arguably one of the best cards ever made for us. And then that's it for the tuners. On to the best normal summon in the entire game. 3 Alistar Boy, the star of the show, the man, the myth, the legend, the Alistar. Shout outs to my Euro print. Best print in the game. 3 Alistair. He's the boy. Following it up with 2 Meltdown to search him. You don't need 3. It gets bricky. You don't want to run too many field spells. There's an argument where you can even cut this down to 1. It's just I play spoiler. I play Ancient Fairy Dragon. So like ideally you want to be popping this to search your Mausoleum if they stop your Link 1, but you still have enough gas to continue. So like you don't want to be popping Mausoleum really unless you have to. But you can pop this to search it, and then the second one become discard fodder off wishes or whatever. But yeah, and then 1 invocation. That's all you need. You don't need 2 in this version of the deck. The game's too fast, and you don't want to brick on it anyways. Couldn't tell you how many times I bricked on it and shit-alls. Or Mech-Knights when I played it. Or the old times when I used to play Invoked Blue Eyes. Hand traps, giant chunk of the freaking giant chunk of the deck. 3 Ash, shout out to my German print, best foreign print in the game. 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, 3 Nib, 3 Droll. The reason why I'm maining Droll is because I was looking at this list and I was like, hey, this list is budget. I'm just going to make a budget for everybody else and just play Droll instead of whatchamacallit, what the hell is it? Fualos. Also, this is pretty cool too because like you can normal this at worst case if you draw these in tangent with each other. You just normal this first and link it off into the spirit, and then you can use this as your secondary normal if you continue to at least make Blue Eye Spirit Dragon with this and vanilla. So it's pretty cool too. If you brick your ass off, this is it helps out. What's this? 12, 3, 6, 9. No, it's 15. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 hand traps. I figured that's what it was. I wouldn't run any more if I were you, or any more like hand traps. You're just going to brick. Also line these up to where the attributes kind of help you out with the invoke cards. I'm not running Raijin though, even though if you want to run Raijin, I don't blame you. I wanted to run Raijin, but like I just didn't have no room in the extra deck to run Raijin. Raijin's not bad right now because like, for an example, if you're like playing against Raizi or something and they go duo drive, you just book it. It's really nice. It's good against Fiendsmith if you're trying to link off into Requiem or whatever. It's not too bad. Not too bad. You just got to time it properly. Blue Eye spells, 2 Wishes, 2 Roar, 1 Moz. If you're not the reason why you run this down too is you run out of things to search, and it's not the best starter because if it gets Ash, you just cry, or it plays harder under Droll. You ideally want to somewhat set up your field before you even get access to this to play around Droll, and then this is the best card to play around Droll. Because if you have access to this and a tuner, you instantly play through Droll. Self-explanatory. On top of that, 2 of this is really good in this iteration of the deck because if you're banishing your Blue Eyes off of Invocation to make Makava, this can summon them back to get them back in rotation. So like it's not a bad card to play at 2. People only run it at 1. Like I get it. You don't want to brick on it because it's not a starter. It's just an extender and stuff like that. I understand, but like I just would rather have consistency over utility. That's my motto, and it's been my motto for years if you've been members of the channel. Consistency over utility. So like I would rather have this than another breaker or / hand trap because we run 15 hand traps. The odds of seeing 2 hand traps is pretty high. So like if we draw 2 hand traps plus this and like maybe a tuner or a way to get to a tuner, we're gassed out. But yeah, only 2 wishes in this. Only time you ever call for 3 is if you're playing pure and then you run an ultimate fusion and stuff like that. Other than that, you don't need 3. Generic spells, prosperity, consistency over utility, foolish, called by. Now the foolish probably looks awkward if you haven't seen my other builds. The reason why we run this, definitely in this version, is because it is a 4th copy of Maiden. Because we can send Maiden, and then if we use the Roar or whatever, summon the Blue Eyes, it can trigger Maiden Engraved to summon herself from grave. On top of that, if we brick on the Invocation, we can send an Alistair to the graveyard in order to get that in rotation if we want to. We can send the Vanilla if we need to, if they like ashed our Link 1 instead of Impermanent, and then we can tribute it off to summon back the Vanilla after we send it with Foolish in order to get the Maiden in rotation. Everything's all connected. We could send the Jet to get it live at the end of the combo if we need be. There's a bunch of different like utility spots like that comes up with running Foolish. And then Sack by the Grave is just Sack by the Grave. Nothing needs to be said about that. And the last 2 cards in the deck, if you didn't guess already, is True Light and Majesty of the White Dragons. This card is broken. It's the best card in the entire deck. Best card, in my personal opinion, out of the new support besides Maiden herself. But clean 40. Clean 40. Onto the extra deck. The extra deck's not going to be fully sleeved in the same sleeves, mainly because, like, I have very, very expensive extra deck sleeves. That's not even really a flex. I'm just saying I don't want to hurt them. They're 30-year-old sleeves, pretty much. So unless I'm actually going to play the deck, I don't want to hurt my sleeves. We got two Spirit. That's it for the links. I'm not running Hieratic Seal. I think in this version you don't really need Hieratic Seal. Granted, I could be wrong, but that's up for you to decide. I just, through playtesting, I never found myself needing it when I was playtesting. I playtest this list a lot. If you know me, you know I playtest this stuff a lot before I bring the list. I don't rush lists out or just rush them and cram them together just to get the list out there to be the first one to do it. I don't care not to be the first one to do it. I just want to be the best one to do it. And then that's it for the links. You need one. You need 2 because 1 for turn 1 if it gets imperm, then you need another one for the follow-up to search field spell. Only 2 Spirit in this version. We're not running Crimson package, spoiler, so you don't need the 3rd one. The 3rd one you only need if you're running Crimson because you burn through 2. The Crimson package, you need the 3rd one for the crackback and follow-up. You only run, on this one you want to run 2. 1 Ultimate, 1 Azure Eyes because this is really good into Ryziel. That's why we run it. And then Ancient Fairy Dragon for time and to search Mausoleum to pop our Meltdown if need to. Also, it's really nice into like Ryziel to pop their field spell to prevent them from having follow up to recycle their stuff to draw a card on their turn. So you just, if you break through their board and get rid of their field spell, then you're big chilling because you'll outgrind them. Also, like that can turn into this because it's really nice because you summon this with the combo. You search another level 1 tuner, and then you can special it off of AFD and then make this. So it's kind of a no-brainer. That's it for the synchros though. Fusions. 1, 2 Macabre. I think in this version you probably need 2 Macabre. You run all the lights. I don't see why not. 1 Purg for game. 1 Agoides. Being able to summon this and then potentially banishing your Neo from graveyard if you don't need it to make this a 6,500 beat stick is diabolical. And it's a kind of a floodgate at the same time because whenever they would special summon something, you just pop it if you don't kill them. But if you're making a 6,500 beat stick and you're taking the risk of banishing Neo from graveyard, you're probably pushing for game. 1 Tyrant, card's busted, and 1 Neo, the Matrix. Self-explanatory, these are. This is all I need for the Invoked lineup. Like I said, you can try to fit the Raijin in if you want to. I just feel like I'd rather have what I have here than have Raijin. And the last card of the deck is Indigo. The reason why I opted to run Indigo instead of Raijin, because this is the flex spot, is because if you summon this mid-game, this card is nasty. If you summon it late-game, this card is nasty. Also, it can summon back your Vanillas from Banish Pile, which comes up just like the Roar. So, like, let's say you have to burn your Roar to summon one from deck, but you still have another Blue Eyes in rotation. Not in rotation because it's banished, whether they banished it or you banished it with Invocation, and this can summon it back. Also, this can get really huge and push for game because it's always ideal to have at least 2 Blue Eyes in rotation for your Majesty. So, like, this helping to do that and push for game along with, like, your Agoides is really, really, really ideal. And it just keeps everything in rotation, too, because it just keeps everything flowing the way the deck needs to by summoning stuff back from Banish Pile and stuff. So, since we banish stuff a lot frequently with the Invoke engine, it's just ideal to make sure everything stays tightly snug and in rotation. But that's actually it for the list, guys. Clean 40, clean 15. I don't have a side deck because this is not a tournament list. You know, I only do side decks for tournament lists. But I really do think this is probably the best way to play it. I'm sure that there's probably some other ways of other ways of doing so. But ideally, I've been playing both decks for a very long time, and I think for right now, at least, this is the best way to play it. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think, how long you all been playing, and if you all are enjoying everything. Again, it's your boy Brendan, aka Drip from D.D.D. Signing out till next time. Peace. Good night, my guys. Love you.